bulk of your lyrics that you write for your songs? Like, what do you get them from scripture or just from your head? Or
you know, it's interesting. That's a great question, and I've actually got two new songs that I think are like, you can juxtapose them against each other and argue that there isn't an answer to that. But I wrote a song called Holy Lord, and I wanted it. I have a song called You Are that I think they do at Calvary Chapel, Fort Lauderdale, and it's very biblical. And I got a lot of great feedback about that song because people feel like modern worship, modern writers aren't as theological as the hymn writers. And this song was all about God. It wasn't about me and my emotional state and that kind of thing. So knowing that, I thought, well, I need to keep doing that. Every once in a while, if not in every song, I need to find ways to just sing songs that just say, you, that bring in biblical truths and just spread them all throughout a lyric. So I wrote this song called Holy Lord about the Trinity. So there's a verse about the Father, a verse about the Son, and a verse about the Spirit, and it just talks about divinity, and it's just saturated with biblical, author of time, creator of all, the hand that paints every setting sun. Sparrows will fly and sparrows will fall. Your eye is on each and every one. So there's a little reference to that, his eyes on the sparrow. And word into flesh, water to wine, the image of God in human form. So it's real scriptural-based lyric. And I try to be poetic about it. I think that that's necessary. As songwriters, we have to feel a responsibility to try to be poetic. At the same time, I was writing a song called Here With You, which I intentionally decided, I'm just going to write a love song. I'm going to make it as almost secular sounding as possible, to where you could sing this, on the radio. It could be in a movie, as a relationship love song. And I think the fact that I was writing Holy Lord gave me a little bit of just gave me license to, in my own eyes, to write a love song. So this song, lost in you I'm found, I feel release, I feel at peace here with you. The universe slows down. What can I say? I just want to stay here with you. You're like oxygen to me, let me breathe. There's no other place I'd rather be, there's no other face I'd rather see. I'm down on my knees because you're the reason I'm alive. It's just a love song to God. So usually the thread that ties both of those polar ends or anything in between together is that when I write a worship song, I think of sort of that optimal, I think of that church in Nashville where I was just broken and I knew that I was being ushered into the throne room of God, and I think, what is it that I would, and of course I have to think of it from a very generic, relevant, universal perspective. What is it that I would want to say to God? If I'm just out there and I'm worshiping Him, what is it that hasn't been said in other songs? I don't want to write How Great Is Our God. I don't want to write Mighty to Save. I want to write something that, if possible, is fresh. Psalm 33, I think, says, sing a new song unto the Lord. So I think we should always be writing new songs. But as a songwriter, you got to think in terms of like the country music thing where, you're saying the very same thing that everybody else has said, but you just got to find a different way to say it. So I just want to find what is it that I haven't had the opportunity to say that I would like to say, and how could I say it in song?